Hello everybody, welcome back. Carl again. I know it's been a little while since I did a video, so thought today would be appropriate. So what we have here are the eBay mid-frame air deflectors for the Touring models. I think they were $18, $15, something like that. The link will be down below. Anyhow, they're $90 from Harley, and I'm like, well, $90 for essentially two pieces of plastic seems a little expensive, so I figured I'd take a chance and buy the cheap, less than $20 ones. So the finish on them, it's not bad. It's the gloss black, which will, or vivid black as Harley calls it. It'll match my bike. There is a couple little minor defects. You can see right here is a little swirl. Looks like that when they cleared it, the clear kind of ran. There's a little mark right here. I went ahead and put a coat of wax on them before I started handling them, just to kind of shine them up a little bit. But overall, they're not in bad shape. Now, as far as hardware goes, you get essentially 4 flat washers and 4 1/4-20 bolts, and that's it. Now, unfortunately, you're supposed to have what Harley calls their speed nuts and special nuts. Now, the speed nuts are essentially clips that clip over the frame and provide a way to secure them. One, this was like a 3/8 bolt. The outside diameter is the same, and then I just drilled the hole and tapped it to fit a 1/4-20. Okay, so the directions say you put the speed clip through this hole right here and then down over this top. However, my 17 Rome King Special has a threaded nut already there, so I don't need that speed clip. And then the other one, you have to also remove this rear wire. And the other one, which gets the special nut, which is down here, is actually a hexagonal shaped hole which accepts that threaded bush in there. I know it's kind of tough to see, it's really dark down in there, but let me see if I can get one in so you can see what it looks like. Alright, there you can see right down there the hexagonal hole that actually accepts the other side of that nut there. That's what keeps the air deflector from actually coming off of the frame. So the top one actually holds it tight, and the bottom one keeps it from swinging out. So let's get the bolt in there and you'll see what it looks like. Oh, the other note, it says that you're actually going to cut this piece off, and on the deflector is a new clip for it. Alright, so there it is. So the bolt at the top was a little funny. You had to get the angle just right, but as you can see, it fits nicely along the frame. Again, you can kind of see the fit and finish of it. Again, I mean, for less than $20, it's not bad. I kind of moved this boot just a little bit so that it fits in there. And then there's what it looks like in there. Alright, just a quick update. This is actually the next day from the first part of the video. So my original design that I had to make this bottom, what Harley calls a special nut. So I ended up finding this. This is just a regular old flange nut. And again, remember, the important is that this outer diameter here fits into that hole. So again, I got this flange nut. I have no clue what size it is. It's smaller than a 1/4 inch. I drilled it out with a 3/16 drill bit and then used a 1/4-20 tap and die set to make the threads on the inside. Also, on the right side, you do need one of these speed clips. So you can get these at any home and center. You can actually buy a pack from Harley for like $3. So they're really inexpensive because on the right side, the bolt hole doesn't line up with the kind of cheap aftermarket air deflectors. So the threaded hole is actually it's actually like right in this area. So I mean, you could just cut this open if you wanted, But I found it easier just to get this for, I think they're $1 or something silly. And this will actually fit over the frame, and then you can attach it. Alright, as you can see, I have the kind of flange nut in backwards there. And then up here is that speed clip. It actually goes through that hole and then through the big round hole at the top, which is behind the cylinder head, and then over that smaller hole. It's extremely tight with the cylinder head there. It's going to be really tight to try to get this in. Okay, so I'm finally done. We're back on the left side of the bike here. And let me try to summarize what I think about these. So, if you're a fairly competent DIYer, this is probably a great deal. I mean, this took me a lot longer than I ever expected. I probably have an hour and a half into getting these things to fit. I think the adage is you get what you pay for. I typically like to buy genuine Harley Davidson parts. I typically feel like the quality is just a lot better. That's just my opinion. You do what you want, but I just thought for $90 for these pieces of plastic, that was crazy expensive. But now I kind of know why. You kind of get what you pay for. So the other thing, remember I pushed that fastener in here? That actually didn't work. I mean, as soon as I tightened it down, it just came right out. So what I ended up doing was pulling these side covers off, pull the saddlebags, pull the side covers off, and then I was able to actually slip in behind and push that kind of handmade special nut down from the back side, so that the bolt comes this way and the nut comes this way, it kind of holds it. So now it's nice and secure. This side wasn't bad. The other side was a nightmare. I had to do the same thing with the bracket over there, which is actually super simple. This bike has ABS, so that I just kind of moved a wiring harness out of the way and snuck the bolt in. The top bolt, I probably spent 30 minutes. There's just no room to get your hand up here to get that bolt, and the bolt hits right on the valve cover. Aesthetically, I think they look great on the bike now. I really like that side. The kind of side profile. A buddy of mine actually has these, and he said they did fairly well of keeping the heat right here off of your leg. It kind of pushes it out. And as you can see, this is the right side there. Again, looks really nice. I'm fairly happy with the way they turned out. Just a different angle. Let me see if I can get you up into by the valve cover and show you. Again, that nut that's down here, fairly simply just push this out of the way. There's a wiring harness that runs along this frame tube, and I just was able to stick that kind of handmade special nut in. And there you can see the bolt. You see how close that bolt is? And that's actually, I got a little bit longer of a bolt. First I cut it down, and then I got just a touch bit longer, and I was able to finally get it in there and get it to fit. But it was tight. I think probably had I had it over again, what I would have done is put this on, kind of got it in place, and then marked from, if you pull the seat off, you can actually see where that threaded insert is, like we did on the other side, and then I could just drill a hole and use that threaded insert, and that would make it a lot easier. Again, that threaded insert, it sits in between this nut and that hole, so it's like right in this area, and there's a lot more clearance to get in there. Okay, folks, that's going to do it for today. Hopefully this video was of some use to you. I know we were kind of all over the place. Again, kind of my main intent was so that people could see the quality of these air deflectors and decide if it's for them or not. That's a choice you're going to have to make. I mean, for the, I think I looked the price up. I want to say I paid $13. For $13, it might even be worth it. Buy them. If you don't make out well with them, throw them in the garbage or set them to the side, and then buy the genuine Harley Davidson product. And at least that way you kind of get yourself an idea of, you know, is it worth it or not. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.